Beautiful people, beautiful people, beautiful.
Hello, my name is Svitlana Iotko and you're watching the Beautiful People podcast. Today I'm having a special guest, Hans Hamoen. Hans came to Sacramento from Netherlands and he's sharing a lot about doing business with God. And today we'll be discussing this wonderful book. Hello, Hans.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm coming from the Netherlands, or Nederlanden, and so a very small country in Western Europe, and very well known about the trade, what they're doing all over the world. So that also made me trading all over the world, and then I saw that it is possible to do also missionary work at the same time. So that's why I came to the concept that business and ministry or mission is possible. And then I woke up in the morning and thought, wow, this is maybe nice. I call myself Busionary, half businessman, half missionary. So I never know exactly what I am. Am I businessman or am I missionary? Or is my business a mission or is my mission a business? So that's really how I came to that conclusion.
Thank you, Hans. That's really interesting. Let's talk about the book again. So what inspired you and what are the main topics of this book?
Now, this was inspiring because when I was reading about this and when I started myself to do this business as mission, because I came out of Bible smuggling, and Bible smuggling I did under cover of a business. So I saw already that there's a certain type of possibility to do business and to do ministry at the same time. And so when I went further, then I started reading the Bible again, and then I came to the Apostle Paul. And the Apostle Paul was doing business. He was sitting at the side of the street, was making tents, repairing tents, was selling tents. And then later on, when he met the Ephesus people at the harbor, then he said to those elders of Ephesus, I always worked for my own money, but not only for my own money, also for the money from all the people who are with me. And I never asked you for any money. So it means that Paul was doing business and ministry at the same time.
Oh, that's so interesting because I know a lot of missionaries who are asking for the support. I don't mean it's bad. It's kind of the normal system. Someone needs to support a missionary to go to other countries. For example, I repented because of some missionaries came to Ukraine and shared the word of God. But you're saying something unique. So missionaries now, they can know that they can do something themselves, not to ask for the support from outside.
The problem is, in the past, maybe in the time you became a believer, it was very easy to speak the gospel on the corner of the street. I remember in 1991, 1992, I was speaking the message of the God at the corner of the streets in Kiev, and people came to Christ. There was no problem whatsoever. But nowadays, many countries in the world are restricted to Christianity. They're either Hinduistic or Muslim countries or even Orthodox countries, you know. So it's very hard nowadays to spread the gospel everywhere. And that's why this concept is nowadays better than the old concept. The old concept, then you saw the man with the Bible under his arm and could go everywhere. But nowadays you cannot go with your Bible everywhere. So now the Holy Spirit gave us a new vision, a new way of looking at it, and that is this, business as mission. Now, what is inside the book, what inspired me to make this book is that, okay, starting from the Apostle Paul till today, was the Apostle Paul the only one and the first one who did it, or was there also people in between? And then I started to find out there were many people in between. So I came to all kind of other missionaries and all kind of other people groups. So one of the first I found were the Nestorians. The Nestorians, you know, they went all the way from Baghdad to China. So in the Western world, nobody knows so much about the Nestorians, but I studied the Nestorians. I like it, and because I like history. And they built everywhere academic centers, and then from one academic center they went to the next academic center, and they were teaching business, they were teaching theology, and Medicare. That were three main things, you know. So, and this businessman, actually, as a matter of fact, they brought it from one city to the other city. So this was already a business as mission type of thing.
Nice.
And later on you get people like Raiffeisen or Moravian Brethren. So I write about it all in this, you know. and also other people from nowadays. So it's new, but nowadays it seems to be very popular, for sure in the United States. Although I still know not so many people have heard about it, but it seems to be very popular to do business as mission. If it's all the way I describe, it's a little bit different, because for me it is an integration between business and ministry. I don't do it myself. I enhance the people to do it, because I believe that local people can do the missionary work much better than I can do it, because they have the right color, they have the right language, and they have the right culture. And I have to learn all of these kind of things, and it costs me a lot of time, a lot of money. So why should I do it if you can do it much better?
Don't do everything just for yourself, for your profit. Just help someone. And your book shows, okay, business as mission. It's possible. Yes.
It is possible.
Yeah, and I got these 10 pillars of business as a mission. Can you share a little bit why it's so important?
So yeah, I call it 10 pillars because if you have never heard about it and you want to start something like that, or you think, okay, this is really what I like, then how do you do that? So the first thing I said, if you are a business as mission person, you need to have a calling. It's like every missionary, you need to have a calling. Without calling, it's not possible to do it, because then you got too many troubles, etc. And then you have a business idea. That's number 2. If you have a business idea, and then what we do a feasibility study. Find out if this business idea is feasible. Maybe it's a very good idea, but maybe it's not feasible.
Okay.
Yeah. So and you need advisors and mentors. Never do it alone. So then you need to make a business plan. So we help you to make business plans, and you also need to have a mission plan. Because we also want to know upfront what kind of mission are you going to do and how are you going to do it? How do you integrate that in your business? And then financing, of course, is also very important.
Yeah, where do people
if you have no
get
finances,
finance?
then you have nothing. So we raise funds or we finance ourselves or whatever, you know. And then social and environmental effectiveness. So we said everything what you do nowadays, you do it in God's nature. And we are stewards of God's nature. So if we damage God's nature, that's also not so good. So we have to think about it, what are we doing? And then the 10th point is begin.
Oh, just begin.
Yeah,
Don't
just
wait
begin.
for too long.
Just don't wait for too long, because you need to begin. And if you wait and wait and wait, now many people are dreamers.
Oh, yeah.
They dream and dream and dream, and then they get 90 years old and they have dreamed enough.
Oh, okay. So what's the best time for, time frame until the dream comes to you and then to the realization? What time can it take?
I think if you get a dream, start with it as soon as possible. I mean, when I started Bible smuggling, I did it 3 weeks after I became a believer.
Oh, wow.
Because then you are full of the Lord, you know exactly what you
And
do.
you have lots of
and
energy.
You have lots of energy, and you think, now I can do it. Now I can conquer the whole world. It's maybe not so good that you do that immediately, but anyway, make a plan immediately, and then we start sharing, because before you really can start a business, it normally takes at least 2 years.
How do you usually know it comes from God, or it's just something like you saw for example, in someone's life and you want just to copy it?
No, yeah, you cannot always see as somebody from outside that is really from God, but you can see if it's really effective, or can you really do something like that it is a business as mission company. And if you see that, then you also can pray, okay, God, can you be with it? And you never know exactly if it's from God or not, but okay, if you have a framework, then you can see, is this framework feasible? And can you pray for the framework, and have you enough mentors or church or whatever behind you to do that?
Okay, so you need some support, like your pastors, the church leaders.
Yeah, you need some support, because if you don't have support, then doing business is lonely. And I'm an entrepreneur, so I like loneliness.
Beautiful people.
Is that true that you've started over 30 different businesses, or over
Yes,
30
yeah.
different companies? So
I started more than 35 companies in my life.
in different
In
countries.
different countries, some for myself and some for most for the other people, and some for myself, because I also finance myself. I have my own companies. And I traveled in more than 125 countries in the world, also to see people and to advise people, to help churches as well.
I know that some companies have like millions of revenue.
Yeah.
So how hard is it for you to manage all those companies effectively?
That's what I don't do.
Okay,
I find right people. So I help them to start mainly, but if on the moment it starts and it's really working, then I try to find good managers. so that they can do that. And then they report to me, or they report to other people, or we make boards or whatever, we do. But I'm not going to do that myself, no.
Okay, so now I know that it's not a secret probably for men. It's okay to ask how old are you and how many kids, grandkids, and I know great grandkids you have.
Yeah, so I'm 79 and still feeling very young. Yeah, and
You look much younger, you know.
I work with young people. That helps a lot.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I work with young people. So my youngest employee is 23. So and the most of the people I have there are between 30 and 40. So I feel very energized by those kind of people as well, and I feel young by that. So I don't have many old friends, to be honest,
Okay.
of my age, because I have no time for that.
Okay. Yeah,
And
but
I have 3 daughters.
okay.
And a wife, of course, Lainey, and 2 adopted daughters, 2 granddaughters, and 2 grandsons, and a great-grandson just born a month ago.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And do you feel their support?
When I was young in the time of Bible smuggling, they didn't know what I was doing because we didn't tell them, and because we were afraid that it was fearful for them, because in that time it was a lot of tension, of course. And later on, most of them are not really business-oriented persons. I have only one daughter, she's in business, and I have the other daughters, they are all in support, women support, and helping people who were abused.
More ministry person, yeah.
Abused, not in churches, but outside churches. They have everybody has his own business, as a matter of fact.
But it's great to feel the
Yeah.
support of your family. For
Yeah.
example, when you travel, they know you're here. I'm sure they're praying for you. And
I tell you honestly, some of them do not even know I'm here.
oh wow,
No, everybody's busy in his own thing, so that's why. Oh yeah, Dad. Oh, you're gone again. Oh yeah. Oh, are you home? Oh, that's nice. You're home.
you're used to traveling. I know that you've traveled to over 130 countries.
Right,
Correct.
right, yeah.
Which is your favorite country?
Now the country I've been most is Romania, and the country I've been second is Ukraine. Yeah, and the country what I like most is Indonesia.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But you live in.
I live in the Netherlands, yeah.
Okay.
But Indonesia, I mean, the people are really very different, and some people still speak Dutch, because it was a former Dutch colony. And the food is so nice, and the people are so nice, and the atmosphere is always nice. It's a very cozy, friendly atmosphere. And in most of the other countries, of course, I will not say other countries are not good. Every country has its own specialities. But if people ask me, okay, what is your most favorite country, then it's that. But where I've been most is in former Soviet Union.
Oh wow! I know you support Ukraine
Yeah.
a lot. You have few businesses,
Yeah.
like businesses connected with the mission in Ukraine, and that's
we
really
supply,
amazing.
We supply everyday bread, every day.
Even during the time of
Now,
war.
yeah, so since the last we started immediately, I think the second 2 days after the war started, we had our first potatoes delivered to Kiev, and then we have a distributor there. We have an own organization in Kiev, so a foundation, and they support everywhere, all the people. And most of the things we buy and we give for free come out of Ukraine.
Oh,
We
wow.
produce everything in Ukraine,
Oh,
as much as possible.
Thank you so much for supporting Ukraine and for praying for the Ukrainian people.
Mm-hmm.
We'll believe that Ukraine will win and it will be one of the greatest countries.
It's a very nice country. It's a very nice country. Very fertile country. We have grown there potatoes and wheat, and it's really a super country.
Yeah, very rich country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming back to the book
Yeah.
and to the name of the project, Beautiful People, we are talking about inner and outer beauty and about the combination of these values to live successful life, to inspire other people. And knowing you're a believer, you're a businessman, you're like visionary?
Busionary.
Yeah, visionary. Yeah. So what are the main qualities which make a person beautiful, really beautiful?
Now, I think a person really will be made beautiful if he follows Jesus. I think as a Christian, the only thing, it's not to what kind of church you go, or not to what kind of doctrine you believe in, but if you follow Jesus, yes or no. And Jesus gives us so many examples in the Bible how to follow him, and so many rules, you know. And the Lord gave us all kind of talents to do something in his kingdom. And I think we need to get use of our talents. If we do that, and then we follow Jesus, then we are very happy people.
Oh, thank you. I totally agree with you. I also think that beautiful people, they are beautiful inside, and they should reflect God's glory, God's spirit,
Right.
and that's amazing when you have this beauty in your heart and you can share it with other people. So, what's the main advice if, for example, a person reads this book until the end? So, what would be the main advice, the main inspiration?
So the thing is this, of course, if you read a book, then you say, oh, wow, this is really great. Can I do that? But
Yeah, I want to start it right
I want
away.
to start it. But the first thing you need to know, am I a business person?
Oh, okay. How do you know this?
Not everybody knows if he's a business person, yes or no. Huh? But I mean,
Someone told me like business people are born to be business.
yes, I believe that as
Yeah?
well. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm born as an entrepreneur. So I started my first business when I was 15 years old. And so yeah, so I mean, it's automatically, people who do that automatically, or people who think about business all the time but never takes a step, they have a certain type of fear, and the fear, that kind of fear you cannot have as a business person. So you don't have the fear, you do it.
Okay, so
Business people are
we need to
doers.
define. Okay, are
But
doers.
then, of course, you have different type of business people. So you have people like me, so entrepreneur, but you have also managers. Managers, different type of people. You have also administrators, a different type of people. You have salespersons, different type of people. So you have all kind of different type of people, but people who really start companies are mainly entrepreneurial people, and people who run companies are mainly managers.
Beautiful people.
How can person know? Are there any specific tests you would
We do
recommend,
tests, yeah,
or
we-
just
we
like
do.
pray and ask God?
Of course, you can do that, but I think everybody deep inside knows what he can or she can do. That's what I believe. But there is a test. We use the Clifton test, and that is an online test. It's not very expensive. And out of this Clifton test, you can already see what kind of abilities the person has. Because we believe that so everybody has, let's say, between 0 and 27 gifts and talents. And normally, most of the people have between 8 and 12 talents who are really on front. And those talents make what kind of person somebody is. So if you're a nurse, or if you are a doctor, or if you're an entrepreneur, or if you're a manager, whatever, that comes out of that test.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah,
Is it
that's
a Christian test or just it's okay for anyone?
Just a general test. I have a friend who made a real Christian test out of the 27 gifts and talents, but it's a little bit complicated. So, but this is just a start. There's a start, but I'm sure that most of the people, if you see the result of the test, they say, yeah, that's me.
Okay, so
That's
they
me.
can
Although
recognize themselves.
sometimes they believe, I want to be something different.
Oh,
This is
okay.
not what I want that.
But they can start working on their character.
Yeah,
It would be
no.
hard.
I think what God has given us, I mean, it's not so not so easy to work on that. I think that's already there. It's implemented.
So you should kind of accept what you have and
yeah.
develop your strong
You develop your
parts.
strong points and not develop your weak points too much. I mean, of course, you have to recognize the key, weak points, but if you develop them, you know, I say sometimes to people, you know, suppose you want to be a salesperson, but you are not a salesperson. Of course, you can take all kind of courses, how to make me a better salesperson. But it's just monkey behavior. We call it monkey behavior because that is something what you learn a monkey, and he can do that. But it's not inside. It's from
Yeah.
outside, and then you never feel happy. I think a lot of people have nervous breakdowns and all these kind of things because they are not suitable for the job they are doing.
Okay, so the inner feeling of happiness, it
Yeah.
helps you to realize if it's something you were created for or not.
Yeah, oh yeah. And the other thing is this: are your parents business people? That's what I
okay.
always ask, Because if your parents are business people, then they discuss all the troubles in their business at the kitchen table. And the children, how small they are, they hear it. So they know that business is not always easy, that a lot of troubles, and sometimes you lose money, and then are you then strong enough to survive on that?
Oh, yeah, I
Because
heard that very often a business is a hard thing.
It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing because you win and you lose. I have lost lots, I've lost millions in my life, just by accidents. You know, I know there's the war on terror. Well, that what was made with in Iraq and Kuwait with Schwarzkopf. I lost on the day that the Iraqi went into Kuwait. I lost $2 million that day because I had all kind of business going on, and suddenly all the business were done.
But it didn't stop you.
It didn't stop me, no, because that is what a business person is, a perseverance.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
what
so
we
you
learn in
never
the Bible.
stop, you keep going.
No. There's no way of stopping. So of course you can cry, you can sit in a corner and cry and say, Lord, why do you do this for me, you know? And then the next day you said, okay, come on, we go.
What's your main inspiration from our people, and what's your biggest advice to the people of Sacramento?
I really was amazed of Sacramento because I did not know that there were so many people coming from a former Soviet Union. And I see, on the other hand, there's a big need in the former Soviet Union of all kind of countries. So I work a lot in Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan, etc., but also in Romania and also still in Ukraine. There is this big need for everywhere. And I think these people here, sitting here, can think, okay, I don't see anymore what is happening there, I look only that side. But I know they can do a lot because they speak the language. They speak Russian or Ukrainian or whatever. And so you can communicate very easy with all these people there, much better than I can do. And a lot of people are wealthy here. They really made good businesses. So they can help with the money what they made here. They can help the local population and even help starting companies there. That's what I think. So there's a lot of people here can do in connection with what's happening there. We do three things. We do donations. So sometimes we donate money because we know that we have revolving funds in countries, you know, where we give loans, small loans to small business people between $5,000 and $25,000, $30,000. So for that we need loans because it's revolving, that money doesn't come back to the people. The second thing is that we need investment. Some companies need a real investment, an investor with us together. And the other thing is loans. So we also got loans. We don't give that high interest rate as Wall Street is doing or venture capital is doing, but it's investing in the Lord and it's investing in this kind of thing. So, in the time of the Bible, the local people, the local Israelites could not ask any interest from their own people, right? I will not say we cannot do that, but it needs to be in a certain realistic way. And we can invite people to go with us on a vision trip, or they can. I invite them also to invest together with me. So I make trips every year to a couple of countries, so they can go with me. So it's up to you.
Which are those target countries?
So it's Central Asia. We do a lot in Central Asia. So let's say from Georgia up to Kyrgyzstan, everything what is in between, and we do Moldova and Ukraine.
Nice. I hope the ones who are interested, please contact Hans and find out more information, because that's really amazing. If you feel the calling in your heart, then go and follow it. Yeah, go.
And if you think, okay, I need to learn a little bit more, go and come with me.
Okay, and learn from me. Okay, thank you, Hans. It was so nice to meet you, to talk to you. And I will finish reading this book.
Good.
And at the end of the book, I will know if I have this calling to do the business as a mission. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining the Beautiful People podcast. Give us like, subscribe, and write a comment. See you next time.
Beautiful people. Beautiful people.